It is Monday, January the 13th, 2025. I am James. You are you. We are here currently 8 minutes past the 10 o'clock hour. In the old days, the show would basically be done or just about to be done. Probably started about 9:08, 9:09, 9:10, maybe even 9:11. We'd be wrapping up. I'd be getting ready as I do many weeks after the show. I say in our production call, guys, I got to go. I got to order me a Domino's pizza. Now the show wraps up past 11. Domino's is closed for carryout. And trust me, I wanted a Domino's tonight. I've been sick as a brick for weeks and weeks and weeks. I've had no taste. No, it's not the novel coronavirus. I tested. I swabbed. When I tell you I swabbed everywhere, twice. I wanted to try the Domino's new big New Yorker pizza. It finally came to Canada, or at least Quebec anyways. I can't order one tonight because this time next week, the show's probably going to start at 11 o'clock. In a couple weeks, it'll be midnight. Got High Score Run in the chat saying, make the show 2 hours. That's the request that no one's ever asked for. I don't think anybody wants that except for High Score Run. Maybe we do it. Maybe one night we'll do an all-nighter. God, I'm sick enough to do it. Start at 9 o'clock. We go until, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we go 9 to 9. You can't trust me when I'm in the state that I'm in. No guests tonight. I woke up, I thought, who do I want to invite? I thought, nobody. But we got one guy on tap. This guy's not a guest. He's a co-contributor, a co-conspirator, a co-pilot. We coexist for the most part. But around these parts, this pretty little number with those pouty lips, well, he's the side piece. Let's welcome to the show Dave Kaufman. Dave, you're still riding that Steve Harvey New Year's Eve background.
Steve Harvey for life.
Is this mostly just a January thing?
I think you can only say Happy New Year until maybe the 14th, so I might have to retire this.
I think that's a little late. I said it to someone yesterday, and I thought, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I give a nice 2-week buffer for the Happy New Year.
Well, maybe I go the opposite direction. I keep saying it.
The whole year?
Until the spring. Yeah, if I see someone for the first time in February, March, April, hey, Happy New Year.
Well, if you see
it's a good conversation starter. That would be a conversation starter 2008, 2009, if you're hitting all the bars on Crescent and Bishop. You're going to the McKibbins, the Hurleys, the Irish Embassy.
Oh, yeah, you might even
go, hey, Happy New Year, ladies.
You might even go to the Mad Hatters.
Well, no, I was too old for that place when I was 19. Bro, that place is crawling with teenagers.
You don't like their science drinks?
I don't drink, and if I was, I wouldn't be getting science drinks.
You get a little shooter.
Was that code for drugged?
No, it was they gave you little test tubes of some kind
of... Yeah, that sounds like something criminals say. Oh, yeah, in the underbelly world, we call them science drinks because there's a magic potion inside.
Is that what criminals say?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too descriptive with the type of criminals.
Okay.
Let's just say I did a bit of a science experiment. I'm doing a Dimitri Kires character right now.
Yeah.
Dave, I did a science experiment with a drink.
Yeah. And let's just say it's filled with a euro.
Wow, okay, now I'm in.
Yeah.
That's a Greek science experiment. Dave, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was terrible, James.
Okay, go on.
Well, you were talking about...
If you dare.
You were talking about Domino's. I ordered Domino's this weekend, and it ruined me. I got their... allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly because I don't get sued by Big Papa Dom.
It would be great publicity for the show.
Yeah, getting sued.
Yep.
So I order a pizza for the kids. I order a pizza for the wife.
Now, when you say kids and wife, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about my kids and my wife.
Yep.
And I'm talking about their pizzas because I order them, and they're fine. And I ordered myself some chicken wings because there's.
Let me take a guess. Just cheese.
Double cheese.
Nice.
And they're all fine, and I have these chicken wings, and I'm pretty sure they gave me food poisoning because I had a show that night. I wanted to do the show. It felt a little bit terrible. And then I got
So you
home.
were taking a lot of trips to the bathroom.
Oh, man. All day the next day. coming out of all ends.
Well, we are bonded by bathroom visits.
Yeah, well, so I gotta warn you, if you have Domino's, don't order the chicken wings. But if you do want to order Domino's now, I'll pay for the delivery fee, James.
Wow, well, that's very kind of you, but it's down the street. They'd probably think I was a maniac.
So you wouldn't order delivery out of sort of
From a
self-image
block
kind of
a
thing.
block away,
Yeah.
I have very good standing at that Domino's location. Multiple employees there. I walk in, they go, "Hey, Mr. James."
What if you order it to your neighbor's house and you don't tell them it's you? Or you order under an alias because they don't know your address.
Well, they do because it's part of my Domino's pizza
You
profile.
open a new profile, somebody else moved into your apartment.
Wow, okay, so this is a harebrained scheme that just might work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they've got the new New Yorker pizza.
Yeah, the new New Yorker.
Yeah.
That's cool. What makes a New York pizza? It's thin.
Well, I did some research and some investigating on it.
Yeah.
It's more of a thin crust pizza with extra wide cuts so you can fold it.
Okay. New Yorkers like to fold their pizza?
They love the fold.
Yeah. Man, that city's so cool.
Yeah, Dave, you went to Disney on Ice.
Oh, that's true. So on Saturday I was effed, and then I recovered on Sunday, and I brought my kids to Disney on Ice, where I wore
Yeah,
this
live
sweater.
from Place Belle in Laval.
Place Belle. I don't think I've changed out of this sweater since.
Okay. You've been
Uh,
sleeping in it?
I slept in it, yeah. And I don't think I changed my upper clothes today. That's what
Okay.
happens when you work from home.
Yeah, well, I mean, I generally spend most of my time at home. I change my clothes though.
Well, you're a better man than I, James.
How long you been riding the underpants you've been wearing?
The underpants I changed this morning. I changed the underpants, I changed the socks.
Now, when you take your underpants off, you take a whiff?
Sometimes.
Wow. Okay, so I was just saying that to be insane. You're
You-
sniffing your own
You
underwear?
never taken a whiff? Oh, here's where the whiff happens.
No.
It's
No.
like if you pick up a pair of underwear from the floor and you're like, "Did I wear these or are they fresh?" Then you
I
take a
don't
little
leave
whiff.
underwear on the floor.
What?
I don't leave underwear on the floor. I put it in my
You're a better man
drawers.
than I, James McGee.
So
But
you're
sometimes I have a
so you're-
basket of laundry that's clean. I haven't folded it yet. I have a basket of laundry that's dirty. Which one's which? You pick a little underwear off the top.
Why are you
give it a
starting with
whiff.
underwear? Why not a t-shirt?
What?
Why not a t-shirt? Why do you start with underwear?
Because the underwear is always on top, James.
Now, are you sniffing the crotch or the backside? I can't believe I'm talking about this.
You got to sniff it to know what side it is.
Okay, so if you had a sniff to recognize, oh, this is the front.
This is
If it
front
smells
side
like
underwear, dirty. This is backside underwear, clean. Ooh, that's backside underwear, dirty.
Right, so you're saying in some situations the front might smell of stale penis, but in some instances it
Not
won't smell
necessarily
at all.
stale, James.
Yeah, it might be fresh,
Be fresh.
but then sometimes there's no smell. And
Or
you go to the
sometimes if
back.
you refrigerate it, it's
Oh
free-
yeah, sure.
stays
Yeah,
fresh
you can
longer.
kill everything with that nice refrigerator freeze.
Yeah, that's right. And the baking soda that you keep in the refrigerator
You're
sucks out the
sniffing.
smell.
You're sniffing your own underwear.
You've never sniffed your underwear, James?
No, I've never been. Why would you do it?
Just curious.
You ever sniff other people's underpants?
No. Have I? My daughters.
Take a, hold on.
Just to see if they were dirty. And my son doesn't wear underpants yet, so I haven't sniffed them yet.
You smell him though.
Him as a person?
Yeah. Pick him up, take a whiff,
Just to see if he's fresh, yeah.
front or the back.
Yeah.
He's on the floor with all the laundry.
Yeah.
Well, is this a fresh baby
We
or
gotta
a
throw him in the
stale
washing
baby?
machine. Yeah.
I think I want to move on now.
Are you really freaked out by this, James?
I'm not freaked out. I'm a little sickened by it.
Really?
Yeah.
You
Well, let
never
me ask you
smell-
this question.
Sure,
Let me
yeah,
ask you
go
this
ahead.
question. Dave, I'm just
Yeah.
going to take a stab in the dark here. You seem like a flatulent guy.
No.
Really?
Sometimes.
Would you say that you, how can I put this? Blow ass in bed at night?
What do you mean by blow ass?
pass gas.
Just a regular gas pass?
Yep.
A gas pass from the ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Do you lift the covers to smell it?
I have.
Do you like it?
It's interesting.
What part?
Well, it's like, oh, that came out of my butt.
That's the part that you find interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because
Sometimes it's
really,
different smell profiles.
I know people that are, I think they're kind of into their own fart smell. I do not like farts.
It's not that it's not that you're into it, but it's interesting.
So, well, I mean, if you're interested, then you're kind of into it.
Not necessarily.
You're sniffing your dirty underwear. You're farting in bed and lifting up the covers to take
I'll watch World War II history documentaries.
History?
Documentaries.
I didn't know it was pronounced that. I've been pronouncing it history this whole time.
You know,
it's
Men's Awareness Month, so it's
great.
It's
yeah, I
his
forgot.
story.
We have been forgetful in promoting that it's been what was that now?
It's just Men's Awareness Month.
Yeah, it's
you just got to be aware of these guys that they're out there.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it's there. You got to learn about his story.
Okay.
Anyway, you know, I'll watch a World War II documentary, and it doesn't mean that I'm into war. It's interesting.
Okay, but I think you need to be a little bit into it to be interested. So you're saying that you enjoy both World War II documentaries and sniffing your own gas in bed at night?
Not enjoy. Yeah, they're interesting.
Now, I've stayed in a couple hotel rooms and Airbnbs with you, and I've been awoken a couple times due to your flatulence.
Yeah?
Yeah?
What do you mean a couple of times? Not the last trip we went on. We were in separate rooms.
It's part of our history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear you from my room.
There's no shot I woke you up from my room.
Dude, it was a perfect shot.
You're serious?
I heard it because the bathroom that we shared was cavernous.
But I didn't know
it was one of those farts. It's like wow, wow, wow.
Ooh, ah.
Yeah, it basically sounded like the beginning of Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, well, maybe on Saturday I was down with the sickness.
Yeah,
and I was yeah. But look, there's nothing. Everyone passes gas, and nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, I don't know if there's anything shameful about it. I'd like to say
you're asking me questions.
Our numbers, once this topic began, just slowly climbed.
Yeah, well, people are.
This is what happens when we start at 10. This would never be 9 o'clock.
Well, you know what? Well, this isn't 10 p.m. content.
No, this show is not for the faint of heart. It's not a family show.
But you know, there's nothing to be ashamed of, James. And I feel like you are kind of trying to shame me here. You're saying, oh, this is grossing me out. We got to switch topics. I'm not saying I love it.
It was grossing me out. I found it bizarre.
Bizarre, yeah.
I think you're projecting.
No, by calling it bizarre, you're trying to say
I think you just got to calm down,
freak.
take a big deep breath. If you got some underwear hanging around on the floor, if you want to lift them up to just like either take in a bit of Tide scent or maybe your own musk.
Yeah, Dave's musk. You know, people like my musk.
All right, Dave, I want to talk about my weekend a little bit.
Sure.
For those who don't know, for the past 22 years, I've been involved in well, why don't we call it local pro wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
I did my time on the road. I went out and about the northeast of the United States, around Quebec, around Ontario. Did a bit of a tour of Europe. No problemo, no big deal.
You ever go to Asia?
No, they don't want me. I'm not man enough to wrestle primarily in Japan.
They get pretty crazy out there.
They make you earn it.
Yeah.
I'm more of a smoke and mirrors type of guy.
Right. It's all a facade.
Yes. Well, it is a facade, but it does hurt. And I thought to myself, in all the years we've been doing this show, almost 5 years, I've never shown any footage of any of the wrestling that I've done. I wrestled last night in a street fight at Fafun Electric. And for the uninformed, a street fight it's a wrestling match where you're free to use weapons.
Yeah, like a gun?
You can. Anything goes.
Okay. I've
seen someone use a katana in one of those matches and cut their opponent.
Really?
Yes.
That's very dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were down with the sickness.
Yeah.
I was watching that match, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
In
Well,
any event, someone in the crowd took a series of videos. I was like, hey, this isn't bad cell phone footage. Unfortunately, they took it, what was this one? In portrait mode, long ways.
yeah, that's
I was
portrait
getting
mode.
mixed up. I
Oh,
was getting mixed up. And I thought we could go through some of this match footage. And then, Dave, I want to hear your analysis.
sure, yeah. Well, hold on. Let me get set up with this thing.
Yeah. Well, I've sent you a series of videos.
And they're titled in order. Does it matter the order?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a story to it. The violence increases. It should be something like a video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something
Like
like that.
classic Lubega ordering. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up. You ready?
So if anyone's just listening to the show, they've got the player on a different window. Bring the player up. You're gonna see your pal, little cutie, the Cool Breeze lover, the number one lover, the darling boy of the independent wrestling scene, and the 514, as the cool kids like to say. Let's take a gander. Let's see clip number 1.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're good to go. All right, everything's up, and here we go. So you're getting punched in the face. That was video 1. What were they cheering there, James? Oh, you're muted. I think you're muted.
Push my cough button. I apologize. I was wrestling a young man named Junior Benito,
Yeah.
and one of his trademark moves is spanking his opponent's ass.
Okay.
And in order to encourage him, the fans start chanting, "Clap them cheeks,
Oh,
clap
that's what they were
them
saying.
cheeks."
I thought they were chanting in French.
No, they were chanting, "Clap them cheeks." So, Dave, be honest, watching that guy, because he was just punching me in the head,
Yeah.
just punching me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You take a little bit of pleasure in that.
Do I take pleasure in that?
Yeah, it must be like, yeah, give it to him, give him what he's got
not
coming
really.
to him.
I'm not that kind of guy. Oh, you know what? I have a ring light I didn't turn on.
Breaking news:
Let's see here.
Dave's got a ring light that he didn't turn on.
It's not working.
That's fine. All right. Okay.
Do I take any pleasure in watching you get boxed in the head? No, I don't think so. I think
He did a number on me.
now. Did those? I mean, not to get behind the curtain or anything. Does that?
It all hurts.
It all hurts.
So I posted a lot of this on Instagram. People are like, "We'll see a clip later," and so it goes, "Hey, did that hurt?" It's like, yeah, it hurt. If it looked like it hurt, probably hurt. There's this. It's interesting because people they know it's a show, but I still sometimes am a little bewildered that people look at it and go, "Yeah, but that can't hurt."
Well, I think coming from my perspective, I feel like there's some things that the wrestlers sell, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
and I'm not sure how good the selling is versus how much they're
Yeah.
actually taking a hit. So, like when he's banging you on the ground, in my mind, I'm like, he might not be punching you at all, and that's just the trick of the that's just the illusion of wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say most of the time you're getting hit. It varies in power.
Yeah.
One of the first thing that happened in that match last night was I got punched square in the face.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, do I owe this guy money?
This was from the
This young man, Junior Benito, who I
Junior
just want,
Benito.
he's extremely talented. The guy's gonna make it. He's gonna make it.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna make it. So,
you knew him first.
well, I didn't. I'm not taking credit for him.
Okay.
All right, so why don't we got a question here. This will be pertinent for later on. We'll go to the next clip here.
Sure. All right. Let me get it set up over here.
So coming in from the chat, I'm sorry I'm Canadian says, serious question. Do you practice getting hit with chairs? Anyone who practices it, you have to be a maniac. That's one of those things you say you're going to do it and they're like, "Okay, well I'll see you out there." No one's practicing it. You get one shot and if you whiff, everyone boos you. So you just got to lay it in.
What do you mean whiff?
Sometimes you can like, yeah, I want to take care
Like
of
if
the
you
guy
hold
here.
back, you don't follow through.
Hold back. If it doesn't make noise, it's like stepping in dog crap.
Yeah, I mean this looked like it hurt because
Yeah,
that's
it did.
that's a real chair.
That's a chair,
It's not like made out of candy, like a bottle.
chair
that
and
you
it's
smack
metal.
over a head.
Now, I'm not sitting there crying about it, but it's like, oh yeah, got slammed through a chair that exploded, landed on all these cross pipes of the chair. You make it seem like it's worse than it is. Now,
Cross
Dave, be
pipes.
honest. Watching that, you're like, yeah, there you go. You take that.
James, I feel like you have the wrong impression of me. I'm not a malicious type of guy.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
I don't entertain myself in the game of Schadenfreude.
Okay, fair enough. Now, also coming into the chat, High Score Run writes, James is a good heel. It's wrestling lingo for a bad guy, a villain.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Good, I think, is an understatement. I think I'm probably the best.
Well, I mean,
locally.
Not as hard when you don't have
Locally.
to act.
Well, exactly. Every great character in wrestling is inspired by true events. So
Yeah.
I'd be this villain and you'd be the underwear sniffer.
Look, I'm not the only guy in the world who's taken a whiff
I
of
can
his
see it
underwear.
right now. You'd get on the mic and you'd say, last show, I defeated your hero. I went backstage. I pulled my singlet off and then I peeled my underwear away. I lifted it up to my face. I sniffed and I breathed in both ends, front and back. And you know what I smelled? I smelled victory. That's the smell of victory. Oh, and this is where people be like, boo, like they'd be chanting that you're a sicko. You'd say, oh, you guys don't like that? You better be careful or I'm going to follow you home and I'm going to pick up your kids and I'm going to smell them too.
Whoa.
Oh, what, you don't like that? I'm going to smell your kids' underwear. Because every character, like you said, is inspired by kind of their real life character.
Well, I would never smell another kid's underwear, James. That's disgusting.
But you'd smell a kid's underwear.
Well, I'd check to see if my kid's underwear needs to be washed, put in the laundry.
Well, yeah, but again, every great character, you're manipulating elements of the truth.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But I don't know if I would actually go out and sniff it.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, maybe we'll come up with a different character for you. Let's go to the next clip,
Right,
Dave.
I'll think about a character for me. That's not
Okay.
not an underwear involved, maybe.
All right. Okay.
Okay. I don't know if I want really like that.
We could make him cooler. Maybe he's like a panty raider.
No, that's a bit better.
Oh yeah, you're into stealing women's underwear?
Well, consensually.
Consensual thievery?
Consensual rating, yeah.
All right, let's you only get this stuff at 10:32 p.m.
It's getting a little bit nasty out here. All right, here we
So
go.
hot in here. Yeah, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, that's the video.
Put the trash in the trash can. Here we go. That's trash.
There you go.
Right, I was able to get some comeuppance there.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Did you hear the guy at the beginning? Put the garbage in the garbage can. It was Don Cherry was in the crowd.
Yeah. wearing a nice suit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, a nice flannel suit covered in poppies.
took you a while to get that garbage can off your head, though. Sorry, you muted yourself with your cough button.
I'm no longer muted.
You're no longer muted. You said something. What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it took you a while to get that garbage can off your head.
Well, it's we're creating an illusion.
Oh,
See, this is something I call giving the audience some candy. Let's give them some candy. Let's have me get a garbage can on my head. Beat me with a stick.
yeah. I would also think that beating you with a stick with the garbage can off would probably hurt more.
Yeah, of course. Why do you think I had him put the garbage can on me?
Right.
But I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
The reverb inside the can every time, my ears were buzzing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At one point, I was shivvying my arms up, and I'm doing this inside the can like a little kid at a fireworks event.
Must have been a loud pop in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's why
Pop
they
and
say
lock.
don't tap the glass when you're looking at fish.
Yes, yeah.
You, my man, were the stinky fish.
Look, things take a turn for the worse. We've got a couple clips left. They take a big turn for the worse.
Couple clip. Well, that was 3, right? Here we go.
Yes.
Let's do 4. What comes after 3? Number 4. Uh-oh. Oh, his face is in your crotch.
Not a great landing for a little cutie.
Now, that guy was he was sniffing your crotch though, James.
Yeah, he's stealing your gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the character you made for me has already been taken by this guy.
Yeah, this is great. You've already got a built-in rivalry.
Yeah. I'm the only one who sniffs underwear around here.
Yeah, and you're like, the difference between you and me is you smell grown men. I smell kids.
Oh, I smell both.
Okay, well, so the
I don't
fact is,
discriminate.
why do I limit myself to one when I can get a whiff of all of them?
There you go.
I'm Dave Kaufman,
There you go.
the crotch sniffer.
Yeah, maybe a crotch sniffer, maybe.
So this is one of those things where people are like, oh, does it hurt? It's like, well, yeah, I got slammed on a bunch of beer cans.
Yeah, but maybe they were fake cans.
Made of what?
Like that glass candy
glass?
Yeah,
but they would just shatter.
yeah, shattering cans.
Yeah. Well, they didn't shatter though.
That's true. Look, that's a lot of recycling returns, though.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know. I was the one that collected those cans. I saw someone today post another story claiming that I'm a hobo and I collected all the cans before the show on the streets.
Well, this is a stranger who just saw you?
Yeah, they just Instagram all the stuff. Like, oh yeah, he must have collected these on the street.
Maybe you should be, maybe your new character should be, unhoused.
It could be. It's like, oh, I've fallen on hard times.
Yeah. Hard times.
All right,
make
we're gonna
hard men.
go to the final clip. This is
Hard
the
men
conclusion
get
of the
good
match.
times, and good times make soft men. What's that?
Final clip, the conclusion of the match. Spoiler: I do not win this match.
When was the last time you won a match?
Last month.
Wow. A lot changes in 1 month.
No, wait, no, I lost that match.
All right, here we go.
Now, you want to talk painful? Here we go.
Think about when you last won a match.
Many things at once. Here we go.
Let's go, Junior. Let's go. Ah, yeah.
Now that sucked.
Now that's what's called in wrestling a frog splash.
That's a frog splash.
Yeah,
so
I've heard those can be
kind of like
painful.
you do a crunch in the air,
Yeah.
then open up, and the illusion is, oh, it's for maximum impact. The reality is, it creates maximum impact.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take one of those. Didn't a real big guy give that to a real little guy off like a real big thing?
That's a hell of a description.
Think about it.
Maybe we'll play the clip one more time. If there's any discerning eyes out there, you'll notice there's a beer can beside my head. When my opponent landed, The impact caused my head to bounce up and down, crushing the beer can with my head. Now I'm developing this really gnarly bruise in my ear. I think you can kind of see.
Let's see.
It's not great because of the color in my home, but I think maybe if I peel like the back of my ear,
Yeah, you're fine.
yeah, I'm absolutely fine. But I've never had a bruise there before. It's just as the night carried on, I was wearing my hat and my glasses. I go, man, these glasses are bothering me. And I looked in the mirror. I go, oh yeah, I'm getting
Did
it's all bloody
does your ear
inside of my.
is your ear heavy there?
No, it's not heavy.
I'll tell you what happened to me one time, James.
Yeah, what's
It's
that?
a lot like what happened to you. I was on a
Will you bend over trying to pick up some underwear to smell and you banged your head on a bed frame?
no, that's a different story.
Oh, okay.
I was on a canoe trip,
Yep.
canoe camping trip, and we canoed right into a mosquito's nest, and I had a whole bunch of mosquitoes bite my ear.
Yes.
Both my ears got so swollen, so messed up that they drooped down and they were folded over based on the weight.
Well,
of
like
the
a hound
swelling.
dog.
Like a hound dog.
Okay, well, do you have any clips of it?
No.
All right.
In fact, it didn't happen.
Okay.
No, it did happen. I'm just kidding.
I want to go back to the clip one more
let's watch
time.
it one more time.
And I want you to pay attention to my head.
All right, let's pay attention. Everybody at home, pay attention to James's little head.
Yeah, pay attention to my little head. You're going to see my head crush a beer can.
I see the beer can. It really did crush a beer can, eh?
Yeah, it crushed the beer can. You know, usually cool guys are like, yeah, I'm going to drink this Labatt 50. They crush it into the. That's my beer guy. What do you think about that voice, Dave? You like that
I mean,
one, eh?
whenever I have a beer, that's what I sound like.
Oh, trust me. That's probably where I got the voice from. Hearing
yeah,
you
I
get
woke
loaded.
you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah.
with my beer guy
The whole time I thought it
voice.
was flatulence, and it was you in the bathroom cracking. Yeah, let's have another Labatt 50. That's what I need to do on the shows. More voices.
Yeah. We're all tired of your voice, James. We need different ones.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll put it down. Different voice night.
Yeah.
Coming in from the chat, High Score Run Rates. Come out with a neck brace next show. I've done that. I did that about 10 years ago. Dude, I've done it all. We've also got Nyler Talks. This is a local youngster in the wrestling world. See, I'm an old guy.
I've got an idea for you, James.
22 years in, I'm an old timer now. He says
You are.
happy. Hold on, Dave. He says
Okay,
happy
I'll hold on.
retirement. I think I might. Maybe this is it. I think I'm done.
Wrestling?
Why not?
You gotta
It's
do a
got
show
to
that I
end
can go to.
somewhere. What's that now?
You got to do a show I can go to.
Okay. Now the real Andrew McKay writes, come out on a donkey. Yeah, I can't be retired. I got to do this next.
What about this?
Yeah.
You come out in a chastity belt. You say, "Oh, I swore never to sleep with any lady ever again."
Well, it's funny you mention that because I've thought of a story arc where I get exposed as a virgin.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I know why you've been so pent up all these years. You got to get laid.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, based on true events.
Yeah. Your virginity.
Story of Dave.
Oh, okay.
And then I go,
where did my kids
like-
come from, James?
then I'm like, guys, if we're gonna get me laid, I need my wingman here. He's a crotch sniffer.
Who was it going to be?
You.
Oh. Oh, James huffing paint.
Filled time there.
What?
Yeah, co-host of the show. I'm giving you the heads up, giving you the Iggy. I got a cough. And
Oh,
then,
I thought you were saying, "Hey, well, look at this. Hey, watch me
look,
do this."
Yeah, guys, look at
So
this.
I was like, "Okay, everyone's going to be quiet. We're going to watch you do whatever you do."
Dave, crushing all these beer cans made me think of something.
Sure, yeah.
I think it's time we expand outward on the show.
Okay.
I think in order to pierce new audiences, we have to give new audiences something they would like because clearly this show is not it.
Okay, sure. What are we going to do?
You know, when I think about the popularity of the show, I think, well, there is none.
Sure.
So what we have to find different audiences. It's almost like I know you love mixed media.
Yeah.
So I've taken some liberties, and I've put a presentation together to present to a company who can hopefully work on this with us. I was talking about Labatt earlier. Dave, I've taken the liberty of creating a beer brand inspired by you.
You've taken the what?
The liberty
Liberty,
of
liberty,
creating
liberty.
liberty. Yeah, we all know the infomercial. I've taken the liberty of creating a beer brand inspired by you.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now, I've also
Beer
taken the
brand
liberty,
inspired by
yeah,
me? Oh, I gotta see this.
of sending you a few different samples that I'd love to take it to Molson Coors. I'd love to take it to the Labatt people. Anyone and everyone. I'll go to some independent breweries. This is what I'm thinking about. So, Dave, I'd like for you to bring the first sample product up. It should just be one.
Yeah, sure. It's up.
So I think,
You want me to read it?
well, hold on. Yeah, let's take a look at it. First off, we got a nice beer can here. It's just sitting on a mountain of ice. We got a nice gradient background. Dave?
Yeah, it's a beautiful gradient background.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Read the can, Dave.
All right. Dave's Quality Lager Beer. The beer for men.
I've also taken. Oh, hold on, Dave. Let's just leave it up here.
Leave it up.
I've just sent you some sample text that I want to pitch to these breweries.
Now, where'd you send it?
I sent it to you on not to pull the curtain back too far, on Facebook Messenger.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So there's a read that I want you to do. We might take it a couple times because, a beer read, it's got to be like, hey, this summer, Budweiser wants to send you and 5 of your friends to Punta Cana for a once-in-a-lifetime vacation.
Okay.
So, Dave, I want you to bring the beer back up.
Yeah.
I want people to see the beer.
Well, I just figured I'd put us up while we were talking to me about the explanation.
No, don't worry about it. They've seen enough of us. It's been 45 minutes. They want the Dave. That people, I think, are already getting thirsty for an ice cold Dave's.
All right. You ready? I'm going to hold my microphone up just to make it
Yeah.
extra smooth.
Well, let's bring the beer can on the mountain of ice with the beautiful gradient background. All right, Dave. And Dave has not seen these before. Dave, I want you to read the first VO.
All right, let's begin. Dave's. After a long day's work, followed by an evening of your family yelling at you, real men want only one thing, a real beer. That's why beer expert and beer addict Dave Kaufman set out to perfect a recipe that could satisfy any and all men, especially the real ones. Introducing Dave's, a high-quality lager perfect for any occasion, especially the bad ones. Coming in at 88% alcohol level, this light and refreshing beverage will be exactly what you're looking for. A real beer to cope with a real bad time.
Now, Dave, what do you think about that?
I think, you painted my life in a certain light, James.
Well, I wasn't painting your life.
Oh.
This is a beer, and look, women can drink this beer.
Can they?
Everything needs a target audience.
Okay.
And people struggling might really be drawn to this beer.
Well, yeah, but I feel like maybe the idea of getting struggling people to drink more might not be the right message for
Well, it's your beer.
my brand.
Well, it's your beer.
That's true. Also, 88% alcohol level is not a light beer.
Do you not like that?
That's too much alcohol. That's more than moonshine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we can.
Vodka's 40%.
I think we can play with it.
Okay, we can lower it slightly.
Well, okay, let's bring the can back.
Like a hard beer is like 6 to 9%.
Whoa, okay. Well, I'm a novice here.
Sure.
Let's bring the can. What do you think about the branding?
I mean, this is like I like the font of Dave's.
Yeah,
I like
kind of like beer font, right?
It's good beer font. You also might see that font maybe in a root beer but that's also a beer of some sort. And then I like the beer for men. I like that. It's bold. And I'm not sure if I prefer having a Pilsner rather than a lager, but I'll go with a lager. That's okay.
Okay, so the branding you don't mind.
I don't mind the branding. No, it's simple but niche.
Okay. Look, I know as someone who doesn't drink, you can't just settle on one type of beer. You have to have a variety. So we're gonna go
You
to
know
the
that?
number two. I know it. I know it for sure. There's
Okay.
all sorts of buds. There's all sorts of Coors.
That's true.
There's gonna be all sorts of Daves.
Variety is the spice of life, I've heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dave, I want you to bring up the second beer that
All right.
I've fashioned with you in mind.
Okay. Y'all ready for this?
I hope so. If that first one made you thirsty, this next one is going to make you extra thirsty.
All right, should I do the read right away?
Let's look at the can
Let's
first.
look at the can first.
Yeah, Dave, I want you to read the can.
Dave's.
This is a Dave's Drive.
So I've got sunglasses in this one.
Yep.
Dave's Drive. It's also a lager, quality lager beer. The beer for driving.
Now, I know that there's
Bless you. Now, while James is sneezing, I'm going to take over here. And I'm going to say...
the sneezing on screen.
Sorry?
You brought the sneezing on screen.
Well, I mean, I wanted the people to know what was going on. I don't want them to just think I'm interrupting you.
I just want to jump in here for a second. I know there's Labatt Dry, and I thought Dave's Drive was a good play on words.
Right. Sure. Now, I've heard that it's not recommended to drink and drive at the same time, but maybe something in the copy explains how this works.
Yeah, totally. And again, we're trying to pierce different audiences. So, Dave, I want you to
You've been
take
using
it.
this expression, piercing an audience, a lot.
Yes, I've been doing some Googling about marketing.
I've never heard of that before. Piercing an audience, like getting your Johnson pierced.
I'm talking about piercing into a market.
Exactly. Piercing
Yeah.
into a
Okay. So
market.
yeah, let's bring up the nice refreshing can of Dave's Drive.
All right, Dave's Drive. Dave's Drive. Dave's Drive. Traffic, merging, parallel parking, traffic lights. Let's face it, driving can be stressful, especially when it's part of your job and sometimes...
Hold on, Dave. I think your read sounds more like a PSA. I want you to I think the beginning read's got to be like traffic, merging, parallel parking, traffic lights. Let's face it, driving can be stressful. I want it to be more like this guy's had a long day.
Is this how you direct voice actors? You do a line read for them?
Sometimes, yeah, it's really helpful.
Okay, interesting. All right.
As a voice actor.
Oh, well, as a voice actor,
Let's take it from the top.
I also find it helpful.
Let's bring the beer can back up. We want people to see it so it pierces the market.
Right. Like you would pierce Johnson. I'm just going to bring James back on the screen because he's coughing right now. I just want everyone to know that I'm not interrupting James. It's just that he's currently coughing. All right, let's bring the beer can back up.
Want to pierce that market.
Yeah. Traffic, merging, parallel parking, traffic lights. Let's face it, driving can be stressful, especially when it's part of your job, and sometimes you need something to... What? Introducing Dave's Drive, the first ever beer specifically brewed for people who drive a vehicle for a living. Whether you're a taxi driver, delivery boy, a highway trucker, or you're behind the wheel of an ambulance, Dave's Drive will take you on a refreshing road trip to flavor country. So, what drives you?
All right, so I'm noticing that I never finished one of the sentences.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of...
Yeah, let's face it. Driving can be stressful, especially when it's part of your job. And sometimes you need something to...
Yeah, it's sort of just...
That's it.
Much like someone who's drank a lot of beers.
Yeah.
You sort of drift off mid-sentence there.
Yeah, but think about the audiences in the market we're piercing here.
Yeah.
Taxi drivers, delivery boys. I liked your it was a very delivery boys. Highway truckers, or you're behind the wheel of an ambulance. Now, look, I'm not advocating for drinking and driving, but people would buy this beer.
Oh, for sure, James. With an ad like this and a beer like this, we're going to be piercing so many markets. They're going to be like Swiss cheese.
full of holes.
Exactly.
Dave, we've got one more beer.
One more beer?
And again,
Oh,
I came up with this with you in mind.
I'm getting
It's part of
real
the variety
thirsty.
pack.
Let's wet our whistle on this next beer.
Yeah, let's bring up this nice can. I don't even drink it. I'm getting a little parched.
Oh wow. Looks like a Sunny D.
Exactly. You capture their attention with familiar colors.
Yeah. Dave's Jr. Quality, it's another lager. Interesting, no Pilsners in my lineup. Quality lager beer. The beer for kids. Now,
Check out what you're wearing.
okay, let's bring it back up. I just brought us back up just to discuss what we want to do next. But let's bring. I'm wearing a what's that called? Sort of a
propeller hat.
Tweedledum hat.
A children's propeller
A
hat.
propeller hat, yeah. The type of thing that when you're a child you think it's gonna carry you away.
Yes. Yo, yeah. Yeah. Zero.
All right, let me do the reading.
Yeah, let's hear the read. I know now, Dave, this one absolutely is pertinent to you.
All right. Now I don't approve of this.
No, right now we're workshopping.
We're workshopping. I just want
Dave
everyone
approved.
to know that
This
these
is
are
Dave
just,
approved.
These are just samples, but they're not approved. All right.
Dave approved. Dave approved.
Dave's Jr. Kids are great, but sometimes they can be a handful. Crying, kicking, screaming, tantrums. They can go from innocent to little monsters in no time. Our lead brewmaster, Dave, has heard your suggestions, and that's why he's proud to launch Dave's Jr., the beer for kids. Sometimes parents need that extra hand at bedtime, and Dave's Jr. is the perfect bedtime assistant. My bad.
Yeah, let's take that one from sometimes parents need.
All right. Let me just wet my whistle over here.
Yep.
Sometimes parents need that extra hand at bedtime, and Dave's Jr. is the perfect bedside assistant.
Let's take that one from the top. Yeah. You said bed sign.
I know. Having a little bit of trouble on that last couple of
Okay,
words.
it gives more time for people to see this refreshing can of Dave's Jr.
All right.
Quality lager beer, the beer for kids on a mountain of ice with a beautiful gradient background.
All right, let me take another little sip of my drink. Sometimes parents need that extra hand at bedtime, and Dave's Jr.
Take it from the top. You stalled again. Come on.
All right, here we go. Let's begin. Sometimes parents need that extra hand at bedtime, and Dave's Jr. is the perfect bedside assistant. Fuck.
Now you're breaking. Come on, Dave.
All right, James. You're a voice coach. When one of your actors is having a little bit of trouble on a word,
Sure. Well, because you've leaned into some weird radio voice.
okay.
I don't know why you just for some reason people get in front of the mic, they get nervous.
I'm not nervous, James.
You got to get, and it's no different. I do the same thing too. When it's like, okay, we're rolling, and this is the way I sound. But then if I was doing the VO, it'd be, kids are great, but sometimes they can be a handful.
Let me take it from the top.
Kicking. Take it from the top, nice and
you.
slow. You're rushing through it, and it's fine. We all do it.
Here we go. Dave's Jr. Kids are great, but sometimes they can be a handful. Crying, kicking, screaming, tantrums. They can go from innocent to little monsters in no time. Our lead brewmaster, Dave, has heard your suggestions, and that's why he's proud to launch Dave's Jr., the beer for kids. Sometimes parents need that extra hand at bedtime, and Dave's Jr. is the perfect bedside assistant. Get the boobier bottle full of milk out of your child's hands and replace it with an ice-cold Dave's Jr., and they'll fall asleep in no time. The best part? There is always a little left in the can for Mom and Dad.
Okay, so you played with the dialogue a bit.
Sure, I changed a couple of words here and there.
Yes, especially you said mom and dad. We want this to be a product that goes out of just Canada.
Well, I'm sorry, James, but...
Dave, what do you think about this? I have to say, I loved the text on that last line.
The text?
Yes. The best part, there's always a little left in the can for mom and dad. It's cheeky, you know? Mom and dad can have a sip after their kids go to bed after drinking beer.
Sure, yeah, I guess it's cheeky.
Yeah.
It's not troubling in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. What do you think, Dave?
Well, you know...
I'm sure at some point you have an infant son. Is he an infant? I don't know. Toddler?
He's a toddler at this point.
Yeah. You ever think about one day I'm going to have a beer with my boy. Now with Dave's Jr., you don't have to wait.
You know, James, when you said that, I never thought about that. I will have a beer with him one day. That's crazy.
That day could happen in the next, I don't, how long does it, if we get a deal the next, I don't know, 12 to 18 months?
I mean, I can wake him up in the next hour.
Yeah, but you don't have a can of Dave's Jr.
No, but I have regular beer.
What do you think about, what do you
Which
think
I'm
about
not going to do. That's not good.
No, you can't give kids regular beer. You got to give them Dave's Jr., the beer for kids.
Right.
High quality lager. What do you think about the can and the design, Dave?
I mean, I like the can. It kind of has that sort of orange crush kind of look, like an artisanal orange crush.
You want to fool the kids.
But what would actually be in this can? It would be like a white beer that you would squeeze a little bit of orange into.
Is it still a quality lager?
A white beer, I don't believe, is a lager. Let me look.
No, you only do lagers.
Are white beers lagers? No.
Okay. Well, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think about a Dave beer brand?
I mean,
Jimmy Carter's brother Billy had Billy beer.
That's true. And I mean, Dave from Wendy's has all the Dave burgers, and that's a solid branding for the burgers.
Yep.
Because I'll go eat a Dave burger. So why wouldn't I go drink a Dave beer?
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's a good mascot.
Yeah. And we got to pierce into other markets.
Yeah. I'm a bit worried about these markets because they're going to get fucked from all the piercing we're doing.
Dave, let me ask you this. It's 11 o'clock. We're going to shut it down soon, as the great and late John Taffer said.
He died?
No.
Okay. He's just late to show up to his next bar rescue
Exactly,
filming.
It was another night. We do this periodically. No guests. I don't know. I like it a lot.
Good.
Now, if we had an audience, this would be great to go. Let's take a couple calls.
Sure, yeah.
This would be the perfect moment. Let's take a couple calls.
Hello.
Well, you put hope in one hand and poop in the other and see which fills up faster.
Is this At Home with James? See? It looks like a caller.
Yeah, well, maybe one day. Dave, thoughts on tonight? We had nothing.
I mean, you prepared a lot, James. This you're getting good with these. What are these, Canvas?
Well, this is a marketing team.
Right. Well, your marketing team is top notch.
Sometimes you got to take the show back into your hands. Rely less on the guests and the people that brought you to the dance, which is you and me.
I like that you'll break wrestling kayfabe, but you won't break Dave's beer kayfabe.
What are you talking about?
You're right.
We're piercing the market.
We're piercing the market.
Dave, final thoughts before we call it a night?
I had a good time. I
had a great time.
I'm on the mend from this weekend. It's going to be a good week.
Well, I'm hoping that this time next week I will not be sick anymore. I was laboring periodically. I have to say I like that you kept cutting back to me coughing.
Yeah, well. People
yeah,
want to
great
know what's
visual.
Happening. It makes,
a real pro
it makes
show.
you relatable, James. People want
well,
people
yeah,
want to
you know, like, well, if that guy could get sick, so can I.
Exactly.
But first I got to have a Labatt 50.
Yeah.
Blowing out people's speakers.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, same time next week?
Yeah, why not?
All right, we'll do it again. Until then, that's Dave. I'm James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.
I got to find the song.